Hi, everybody. How are you? My name is Elyse Falzone. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the Celebrating and Letting Go of 2014 webinar. Today's webinar is all about the mind. So that is exciting. This is the first of a three-part series. So we're going to be focusing on the mind today, and then we have the body next week, and then the following week is all about the soul. Now, why am I even doing this webinar? What is this even about? Well, as we move into 2015, it's super important that you actually let go, celebrate, so that you can create the space for what it is that you want to create in 2015. Because if you're holding on to negative relationships, if you're holding on to like a sob story from the past, or even clutter in your house, those things absolutely can have an energetic effect on what you're wanting to create in the year of 2015. So again, welcome to this live webinar event. My name is Elyse Falzone, and I am so excited to be with you today. Before I jump into what we're going to talk about today, before we get into all of that, and before I even share anything about me, I want to let you guys know that this webinar and each one moving forward, there's actually a place that pops up that says join this conversation. So if you are live and you want to be a part of the conversation and a part of the interaction that happens, you can click that button and it will take you to your Google+. So if you don't have a Google+, no problem. You can simply view, or you can register, get a Google+, and you can join the conversation. But I do have the question and answer section up on the side. So you'll be able to ask questions, comment. We're going to do a lot of journaling processes today, a little bit of meditation. So if anything comes up for you, feel free to share. You know, you really get to add value to the group and to what it is that we're sharing today. So I am so excited about this topic. 2014 is coming to a close. Can you believe it? 2015 is right around the corner. And the big question is, are you ready? Have you really taken a moment to acknowledge yourself for all the amazing work that you did? Or say, you know what, kick that one to the curb. I'm going to forget about that as I move into 2015. So we're going to go into that today. We're going to talk about the mind. The mind is going to, work around finances and career and like the physical space that you hold out in the world. So all of these things we're going to look at today. And before we jump in, I do want to just share a little bit about myself. There's a couple of viewers out there who maybe don't know who I am. So welcome. Nice to meet you out there in cyberspace. I'm excited to get to know who you are. My background, dancer, performer, grew up with an amazing family, but also, certainly had struggles growing up that has shaped me into who I am. There were health struggles. There was the, constant pressure to be the best at everything that I did. There are a lot of things that come into play. So through all the transition and massage therapy and health coaching, I really serve people now in the space of intuitive healing and spiritual coaching. So what does that mean? That means that I help people get in touch with themselves, like their real, authentic, true selves. I help people get connected to source, whatever that is for you, God, universe, collective consciousness, whatever that higher power is, your higher voice, and learning what the ego sounds like versus what this higher self sound like. And how do they work together? How can you get connected to your little girl or your little boy and come alive and actually stand in your power and own who you are? Healing relationships from the past, letting go, transforming your conversations, transforming your thoughts. So that's what I'm up to in this world. I'm excited to be with you today. And let's jump right in. Let's jump right into what it looks like to celebrate, let go, heal, evaluate the mind from 2014. So if you have a journal, go ahead and get your journal out. And you can open it up to a clean sheet of paper. We are going to do a lot of journaling exercises today. So if you're in the car listening to this, please be careful. Please do not go off the road trying to journal while you drive. So if you are in a safe place that you can get a journal out, go ahead and do that. And at the top of your page, I want you to write mind really big. So M-I-N-D. And when I say the word mind, what comes to you? Is there an emotion? Is there a vision of the brain working in its crazy ways? Or is there a color that comes to you? I just want you to start with that. So writing mind across the top of your sheet, and then what is it that comes to you? So take a couple of minutes there. And just to let you know, the reason why we're doing these journaling processes throughout our time together today is really to get it out of our head, right? We carry so much stuff, so many things go on throughout our head all day, and especially from the entire year of 2014. So we want to get it onto paper. Once we get it onto paper, we're actually able to see it from a different perspective, okay? Just like when you talk something out, a lot of times you're like, oh yeah, that is a good idea. But when we keep it in our heads, we don't always experience that. So that's why we're going to do some journaling processes. And our time together today, you know, some things might come up for you that you might want to resist. Some things that may come up for you that you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to go there. It's okay, right? There's no right or wrong in any of this. There's just perspective. So there's my perspective, there's your perspective, there's, you know, Jim Bob's perspective over here, okay? It's all about perspective and the experiences that we've had in our life that make up our perspective. So I really, really invite you as we do these processes and really look at 2014 to let go of the judgment, you know, let go of the blame, let go of the frustration, and just view it for what it is. I'm going to ask throughout our time today, you know, do you still have charged emotion around a situation? Or what did you experience? So definitely bring that into the space, but then we're going to look at it from a new perspective today. Okay, so let's go. We wrote down what mind means to us, or what comes to us for our mind. So drop down a couple of lines, and we're going to jump right into our careers. What happened for you in 2014 when it comes to your career? Some of you are going to have beautiful Cinderella stories. You got the job of your dreams. You had an amazing raise. Maybe you got a bonus. Like the best ever is happening in your career. And some of you are not going to have such a great story. Some of you are going to, you know, maybe some of you got laid off. Maybe you actually had a decrease in salary. Maybe you tried an entrepreneurial venture that didn't go so well, or maybe it did. You know, maybe you quote unquote failed on a project, or maybe you succeeded. So I really want you to take a look right now at everything that happened in your career. Did you change careers? Did you change jobs? Did you get a new boss? Maybe you kept the same job, but you got a new boss. You know, did you venture out on your own? And what were those ventures like as an entrepreneur? So just take a moment and kind of jot down the events. You know, jot down some of the main events that you think about, like all the way back to the beginning of January of 2014. It's been 12 months ago. So writing down the events and occurrences that took place within your career. I'll give you a couple of moments to do that. Beautiful. So again, you can always come back to this. I am going to move through some of these topics rather quickly so that we can get through lots of good stuff before the end of our time today. So you can always come back, journal more. I would actually recommend that you come back and visit your journal after we end today and moving on throughout the next couple of weeks before the end of the year. Okay. So you have everything written down, or at least as much as you could get done in the time frame that I allotted you of your career. But now what I want you to do is write the question. So actually write it out in your journal. Write the question, what did I experience through these events? What did I experience through these events? So you can go back beside each event, each point that you noted, or you can, you know, write a whole nother paragraph if you want. But think about, you know, where were you in this space? You know, what were you wearing? Do you remember this like heart-wrenching feeling? Do you remember a very joyous experience? Maybe you were celebrated for getting a raise or celebrated for, you know, a venture that you did and there were friends and family. You just remember this like feeling of dance and experience together. And maybe you remember that exact moment that you lost your job. That like heart drop. Maybe a partner you know, left or, you know, took the business to a different way than you wanted it to go. Like, remember those moments and actually get in tune with what it was that you actually experienced around your career and your job this past year. For some of you, maybe you're not in a career yet. Maybe you're doing odds and ends jobs and you really want to find a career. Maybe there's feelings that come up around that. Good. Nice. Yep, just keep writing whatever it is that comes to you. And if you're stuck, that's okay. That's all part of the process. So now that we've looked at what it was that happened, we've looked at how we experienced it, the next question that I invite you to write in your journal is, do I still have an emotional charge around this event or situation? So, do I still have an emotional charge around this event or situation? So, kind of go back through everything that you looked at, and maybe you know, man, that one thing I still have not forgiven, or I haven't let that thing go. That's, you know, that's okay. Again, don't judge yourself, but you know, we're really looking at, is that something that you want to carry into 2015 with you? Is that a cycle that you want to keep repeating? Or do you want to let it go? And don't worry, we're going to get to some processes on how to let it go here before the end of our time today. But right now, this is just, you know, bringing it to the forefront, seeing what it is that we've been through and gone through and how we took it on. We don't always acknowledge our feelings around the situation. So maybe you have a charged situation where you're like, man, that celebration, I can feel it. Or maybe you had this really awesome office party where you got celebrated. Those are moments that we want to capture. And we want to take that charge. That's a beautiful charge that we can take and push into the new year. Okay, so again, just noticing the positive, the negative, and the way that we feel about each situation. And some events are going to be neutral, and that's beautiful too. Neutral is, you know what, it doesn't affect me this way and it doesn't affect me this way. It just is. It just happened. And that is perfect. Okay, beautiful. So take a deep breath. Oh, let it out. Good. Okay, so we're going to move into our next topic. And don't worry, I will not leave you hanging with all of these topics. We will come to a conclusion and transform some of these at the end. So next topic is finances. Finances for a lot of people bring on all kinds of emotions, all kinds of experiences. You know, we have so many different moments in our lives that finance plays a big role. We either can or can't do something because of finances. We get in an argument because a friend or a family member, possibly a spouse or a boyfriend, girlfriend, has completely different views of finance and money than we do. Let's see here. What else? You're constantly thinking about, am I tracking it or am I not? Am I saving enough or am I not? So I want you to take a good hard look, and I'm really asking you to be honest here. I'm asking you to be honest about the conversation you have around money. Is it always, you know, too much month at the end of your money? Are you pulling for dollars and cents here and there? Or are you the extreme where you have so much coming in and you're saving so much that you never have any fun? Okay, there's a lot of different areas that finance can take us. So I'm asking you to be honest. For those of you who are avoiders of money, I'm asking you to sit your booty in the chair, lock yourself down right now, take a deep breath, and look at it. Again, don't judge yourself. There's no reason to do that, okay? There's no right or wrong. We're just simply looking at it, okay? So if this is money and this is the finance, you're over here just looking. You're taking a glance at how your finances went this year. So go back all the way to January. Did you make a promise to yourself? Did you have a resolution at the beginning of 2014 that said, this is it. This is my year. This is my year. I'm going to track everything. This is the year that I'm going to get to X amount of dollars for my income. This is the year. This is the year. Did that play out well for you or did it not? Again, no judgment. Shake it off. We're just acknowledging. We're just taking it in. You know, maybe there were certain months of the year that were really great months. And maybe there were certain months where you can remember you didn't know where your next meal was going to come from. It's okay either way. You're sitting here now. You're experiencing this moment. So simply jot down all of those events, everything that you can remember about your financial experience from 2014. And remember that question, what did I experience? So what did you experience through these moments? You know, during the really exciting, beautiful months, did you celebrate? Did you actually learn that you could save money? Did you put extra money to debt? How did that have you feel? Like, were you excited? Did you feel like you could check something off the box? Or maybe, you know, when you lost your job or finances went down a little bit, like, was there fear that came up? Really honor and acknowledge your emotions through that process. I'll give you a couple of moments. So whatever keeps coming, let it come. And as those stories and those situations keep coming, our next question we're going to ask is, do I still have a charge? So do you still have a charge around any of these situations or events? My guess would be yes. Many, many, many times, as I said, as we entered this conversation of finance, there is a lot of energy that moves through the conversation of money. You judge yourself because you don't have enough, or you didn't pay this, or you gave too much here. A lot of judgment and a lot of, honestly, a lot of like anger and frustration and tiffs or I don't want to say arguments, but I guess arguments. You know, a lot of arguments can come from the conversation of money. So look at the areas that you still feel charged. And again, you could have a really beautiful charge. Like, this is an abundant year. My 2014 was awesome, and I'm going to continue abundance into 2015. Awesome. That is fantastic. Tap into what that feels like. Breathe it in so you know how to continue that feeling. But for some of us, it might not have been so easy. So just acknowledging yourself and seeing where are you still charged in a not so good way. We'll look at that here as we, you know, continue to move forward. So far, what have we done? We've talked about career and we've talked about finances, both involving like the learning of the brain and kind of those like intellectual areas of life. So the next thing that we're going to jump into here, so you can kind of go down, if you need to leave some extra space to finish your journaling later, you can absolutely do that. But take yourself down now to schooling and learning. Okay, this is going to be kind of our knowledge section. Where did you gain knowledge this year? You don't have to, you know, you don't have to have gone to school to like take a program, but maybe you did. You know, maybe you did some extended learning, or maybe there was a course through your job, or maybe there was a seminar or an event that you put yourself into so that you could learn and grow. So take a moment here. I have a feeling that most of these areas are going to be positively charged events. So the emotion that comes from it is like, man, I really did learn a lot this year. But there is a chance that somebody, you know, one of you guys out there went through an event and you're like, man, that was just, oh, like terrible, and it was a waste of my time. You might have an experience like that. But I'm guessing that this is going to be a fun experience of learning. Okay, so what did you learn? Did you go to a new cooking class? Did you, read a lot of books this year that had your mind expand, that had your viewpoint of how you live life change? So go ahead, write it down in your journal. These are the things that I learned this year. It's a lot of learning, 12 months of learning. Maybe you learned a new skill at your job. Maybe you learned that you could actually complete a project. Maybe you learned that you don't have to procrastinate anymore. Maybe you learned more about politics this year. Or maybe you got involved with a new, community venture and you learned about that company. Any and all types of learning. Maybe you graduated from a course. Maybe there was a celebration there. And maybe you did go to school and maybe it wasn't a good experience. Maybe you didn't like the people or you didn't like your teacher. There's definitely those possibilities too. So as you're writing these down, ask yourself the question, have I used the knowledge that I've learned? So again, writing it in your journal, have I used the knowledge that I've learned? And maybe you just did things and you took some courses or you went to some seminars and you said, hey, I'm just going to learn this, yay, this is awesome. But I'm guessing that some of the knowledge somewhere was available for you to pay it forward or available for you to share with someone. So let's just take the cooking class, for example. Maybe you went and took a cooking class, but have you used the skills? Have you had your friends over and hosted an event? Or have you cooked for a loved one or your family? Or maybe volunteered somewhere where you can cook. So really look at what knowledge did you gain and have you actually been able to use it? So go ahead and write that down now. Now, if for some reason you haven't used the knowledge, ask yourself the question, where could I use the knowledge that I've learned? Right? Again, this whole hour together, we're talking about the mind. We're talking about how to expand it, how to have more views, how to declutter it so that we can go in really clear and focused into the new year. So some of these new skills that you've learned are skills that you can actually use moving into 2015. Whether you've used them now or not, they're accessible to you, right? They're now part of your tool belt to use going into 2015. So beautiful. Nice work, you guys. So let's do this. Let's close our eyes for just a moment. Ground yourself, plant your feet. If you are driving, please do not do this. But if you're somewhere where you can be comfortable, just close your eyes. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, letting it out. Good. One more time, just like that. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Good. You can blink the eyes open whenever you're ready. So taking deep breaths like this at any moment of any day are really, really beneficial to let go, right? We've talked about the career. We've talked about our finances. We've talked about our school and our learning, our knowledge. You might have some anxieties or fears that are coming up. You might have some things that are coming up right now like, man, I didn't realize that I had done all that or accomplished all that, or man, my 2014 was a waste. Okay, there's emotions that are coming up right now. I just want to let yourself feel them. Okay, and again, if you're not being honest with yourself, so be it. That's your choice. But if you're not being honest with yourself and you want to be honest, it's going to take that mirror coming up. You're going to have to look at it and face it. That's the only way that we get to move through it. And it doesn't have to be so painful. You can simply make the decision to, boom, snap the finger, move forward. Okay, so what we're going to do now is move forward. We're going to move forward into a concept that is really interesting, but it actually brings up a lot of stuff. Okay, so that's another reason why I wanted you to take a nice deep breath to ground yourself as we move into this next topic. So again, you can drop to a new section in your journal. The topic is identity. Okay, what role do I hold in the world? Okay, so there's a difference between who you are and what your quote unquote title or identity is. So the identity that I'm talking about now is like the societal identity. So mother, father, child, daughter, sister, friend, dancer, teacher, architect, financial advisor, advocate. Okay, those are all words that are the like societal phrases or societal titles that we can give. Okay, so that's very different though. I really want you to get this concept. It's very different than who you are. Like, who am I? I am beautiful. I am grace. I am a child of God. I am love. I am inspiration. I am motivation. I am a healer. Okay, so who you are is really the essence of who you are. I am passion. I am creation. But who am I as far as identity in the world? Well, I'm a sister. I'm a friend. I'm a daughter. I'm not a mother yet, but maybe coming soon. Okay, it's definitely something that I want in my life. I am a healer. I'm a dancer. I'm a teacher, right? Those are all things. I'm a health coach that are out in the world. I'm an intuitive healer. I'm a spiritual coach. But that's not who I am. Okay, so what I'm asking you to do right now is write down the identity of typical societal titles right now. Okay, so I want you to write that across your page and actually make a chart. So make like a T-chart. So you're gonna draw a line, and above the line, you're gonna write out all your, sister, friend, mother, daughter, brother, all of that stuff, your job, career. Then right down the middle, you're gonna draw a line. On one side, you're gonna write beautiful attributes. And on the other side, you're gonna write the weight that I carry. So again, you're writing down all your titles. Maybe you're like the mom of the year at the PTA. Maybe, you're a graduate this year. All the things and titles that you hold. And then one side of the chart, beautiful attributes, and the other side of the chart, the weight that I carry. And you might be a little bit confused right now about where we're going with this. But once you get everything, all your titles written, I want you to go to the beautiful attributes. And I want you to write down everything amazing about that thing. Okay, so, if it's about being a mother, okay, I'm not a mother yet, but I can only imagine that being a mother is like rewarding and exciting. You get to see your baby take its first steps. You get to see your child grow and learn and like all the beautiful things that comes with being a mother. Okay, but then maybe you're carrying around some weight. Maybe there's weight around being a mother. Okay, so what is the weight that you carry? Maybe you have so much fear around your child's safety. Maybe you carry so much weight that you must have your child succeed, right? There's different things, there's different stories that we take on that may be positive, but sometimes they're not. So I want you to write down all of those things, all of the weight that you carry, and all of the beautiful attributes. So you can do this as I'm talking. It might distract you a little bit, but you'll have some time to continue that flow. Let's say you work in retail. Okay, so let's say you work in retail or really anything that's in customer service. Okay, do you leave your workspace every day and go home and carry all the burdens of your clients and your customers from the day? Did someone snap at you at work and you're carrying it personally? That could be a weight that you carry from being, a retail person or a customer service person. Okay? Do you carry that home? And when you carry those burdens home, those resentments, those thoughts, those fears, those anxieties, not only are you hurting yourself and you're literally like weighing yourself down, but it also affects the conversation and the relationship that you have with your friend or with your mom or your spouse you know, the person that you live with. Because when you come home or during your day, if you have all of these attachments and all of these weights, it's literally like a barrier where the person that you want to spend your life with, friends, family, otherwise, right? The people that you're closest to, that you spend time with in your life, they can't get to you because of all the crap that you're carrying, okay? And honestly, you can't even see yourself many times because you don't know what's you and you don't know what's stress from another situation. So now that you've written the best and beautiful attributes and you've written the not so good ones, let's take yourself out of it for a second and look as an overview. Take a moment to look. Look at it. Look at all the beautiful things and look at all the things that you're carrying around. So what I'd invite you to do is let's look at the weight side. Are these stories true? Are these real, cold, hard facts? Or is it an anxiety or a fear or a story that you have made up that's causing you stress, right? We want to be able to do and send it out the door, okay? And or transform it. Okay, so, you know, a mother with a child. Yes, to a certain extent, it is the mom and the parents' like job to protect their child. But at a certain point, there must be a release of control, right? There must be a trust from a higher source that your child is going to have his or her own journey. Maybe they need to fall a couple of times or hurt their finger to learn some sort of lesson in the grand scheme of things. So when something happens to your child and your child does get hurt, do you blame yourself and put all this weight and terrible energy on yourself? Or do you allow yourself to say, okay, I'm going to be there for my child, and I'm going to know that everything happens for a reason. I'm going to know that that was meant to be. I'm going to release my attachment and trust that things are going to be okay. It's easier said than done. I totally get it. I really, really, really get it. I've had many burdens that I've carried. I've wanted to please people my entire life. I didn't know how to speak my truth. And I would literally carry the weight of everybody's thoughts and feelings. Well, how do you think about me? How do you think about me? And literally it was like draining my energy and my health. So now that I understand that it's really not my responsibility whether someone disagrees or agrees with me, that if I just stand in my truth, they get to stand in their truth. And I don't judge them for it anymore, right? I used to. So can you see these burdens and these weights that you carry around? Can you see them differently? Simply by putting them on the paper. Like I said, putting things on paper actually can transform it right there, boom, in the moment. Okay, so take a deep breath, shake it out. Good, okay, good. You can laugh out loud, it's okay. Laughing's good, crying's good, whatever emotion's coming up is awesome. Okay, we want to feel, we want to experience. So before we complete with this list, what we're gonna do, we're gonna look through all the beautiful attributes, and I want you to circle your best three. What are the best three beautiful qualities of being these societal identities that has you just feel really good? You know, maybe being a sister is so awesome because you have someone to share all your secrets with, and it gets you so jacked up and so excited. So maybe that's one thing that you'll circle. Circle your top three on your beautiful list. And circle your top three that give you the most anxiety, the most fear, you feel like weigh you down the most on the weighing down side. So taking a moment to do that, I'm gonna grab a sip of water while you do that. Awesome, great. So we're gonna pause there on that for a moment. You're like, what? No, we're not done. We are for a moment. Again, like I said, we're gonna come back at the end. We're gonna do some transformation, healing through some of these processes, okay? So let's go next. So you can drop down to another line in your journal, to mind clutter. Okay, what is going on in this mind of yours every single day? Okay, I want you to think about your mind. Is it working the way that you want it to work? You actually get the opportunity to choose the thoughts that come in and out of your head. What? Imagine that. Yes, it's true. So what I'm going to invite you to do is think about, let's just start from a daily basis. We're not going to go through the year of 2014 yet, but let's think on a daily basis. When you wake up in the morning, what is going on in your head? Do you wake up and have all this energy? Maybe you're super analytical or like super type A, and you're like, okay, I got to do this, and this starts at this time, and what's this time on my clock, and man, I got to get this done, and let's make the bed, and shoot, I forgot to do this, let me make the breakfast, let me run out the door. Oh, but I forgot about this. That makes me exhausted. I don't know about you, but dang, I get really exhausted about that. So let's just take a deep breath, because I need a deep breath after that one. And let it go. Good. So that could be your mind, and that's okay. Remember, we're not going to judge it. We're just noticing, and we're evaluating right now. Okay, so that could be your mind. Maybe your mind is the complete opposite, and you're like in la la land, and you don't write anything down, and you could really care less about anything. I don't know is the answer to everything. Oh no, I missed a lunch with my mom. Well, I guess we'll do it tomorrow. Right? You can be so far out in no man's land that maybe not a whole lot is going on in that mind of yours. Okay, maybe there's a lot of anxieties. Okay, maybe there's a lot of anxieties. I'm afraid that, I'm afraid to leave because what if it rains? What if it thunderstorms? Oh my gosh, what if my boss comes in and he doesn't like what project I'm working on right now? What if I'm late? Are they going to be mad at me? What's going to go on? Okay, there are people who live in fear like that and live in anxiety, and that actually could be you. So, right, we're just noticing the different types of people. Maybe you wake up and maybe the conversation is about being worthy. Okay, that used to be my conversation. Well, what am I going to wear today? Are they going to like it? Well, I have a speech to give. Well, maybe I should redo this, or maybe this word. Are they going to like the way that I say? I don't know. I just said that and I laughed really loud. Was that okay? I was questioning myself on everything. So maybe that's you. Okay, all of these things are okay. And then maybe you've, done some work, and maybe you wake up in the morning and you're like, man, I love my life. I am going to give gratitude to you. I'm going to say a prayer. I'm going to stand in my power, love my life, and today I welcome in miracles. And maybe you're a mix of all of these, depending on the day, okay? It's okay. So now that we've acknowledged that, and maybe you can jot down some of the things. Maybe there's thoughts that come up. You're not good enough. Why would you say that out loud? Are you really thinking about doing that right now? Maybe you're really hard and judgmental on yourself. Maybe you're judging others. Why would that person do this? Why would that person do that? Why would that person do this? Maybe it's external. But whenever it's like that, it's always a mirror to ourselves. You're really just judging yourself. So notice, what are the thought patterns that happen every day? And maybe the morning is really good for you, and at night, you go into that depressed state. Or maybe at night is when you go crazy, crazy, crazy of all the things that you didn't get done. So write down, what is the process of your mind? Beautiful. So now that you've done that, I want you to take a long, hard look at your 2014. So you can write this, how did my mindset serve me? So how did it offer some really great things? If you're getting up, and you're positive, how did that offer some great value to what you're up to? Or maybe even an analytical mind, it added value because you were on time for everything the entire year of 2014, right? So how did your mindset serve you? And then from there, how did my mindset let me down. And let me down is a pretty hard word. So, you know, where did my mindset not serve me? You can choose any of that language, whatever feels best for you, and really take a look at that. Awesome. So again, you can come back to any of these at any moment, at any time. Okay, you can grow and expand on these and, you know, see what comes to mind. Or maybe since you put it on paper, you're like, wow, I see where I was really great this year, and I see where, man, the way my mindset was then, I made a decision that was really bad and has really caused a ripple effect. Okay, so these are moments for you to learn and grow from. Beautiful. So what we're going to do now, we are going to get the crap out of the mind, okay? Even if it's good crap, okay? We want to learn how to quiet the mind a little bit and focus it and channel it. And really, like, whatever direction you want the mind to go, learn some tools that can help you narrow it down. So in your journal, I want you to write down mind dump at the top of it, or yeah, let's do a new page. Mind dump or brain dump, okay? This is a process that many people for many years have used. Okay, it's the process of getting what's in here out onto paper, okay? We can word vomit it sometimes, but it's really great to just get it out on paper, okay? So, you know, many entrepreneurs, many businesses will do it as part of their practice because it's great to get your mind clear and focused and open and ready for the day. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We are going to time ourselves for 1 minute. Okay, so I'm going to get my phone out here. I'm actually going to set a timer. And you are going to blah everything out onto paper. So you are going to write everything that comes to mind. Christmas tree, bad hair day, yay, I go to get a massage today, blue cat, need to go get dog food, all of that. Anything and everything that comes to mind. No judgment. Don't stop yourself. Don't edit anything. Just blah, 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 blah. Make your list. Do it in a paragraph. Whatever works best. Okay? So we have 1 minute on the clock starting now. Go. Everything that can come out. Every single thing. Get it out. Get it out. I'm going to do it with you. I'm opening up my journal. Okay, we have 30 seconds, 30 more seconds. Get it all out as fast as you can, as much as you can. Good, you have 10 seconds left. Anything else that needs to come out, let it come out right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding. Good, awesome. So this is just the beginning of this practice. This is definitely a tool that you can take with you. I would recommend you do it every single morning. Some people like to even do it at night also, especially for those of you who have trouble sleeping. Okay, for those of you who have trouble sleeping, this is a great tool that you can use to get it out of your mind so that your mind can, you know, quiet and simmer a little bit, okay? So I would recommend 10 minutes. Set a timer for 10 minutes. This allows you to get it all out. And sometimes you'll get a really great creative idea from it. Sometimes you'll see, you know, some things that maybe you need to do that you forgot to do. And sometimes it's just to get it out. Okay, so you can use that as a tool moving forward. That's really great for the mind clutter. Okay, let's review here for a second. We have talked about career, where you were in 2014, the things that were great, the things that weren't so great. We talked about finance. Where were you on the financial wheel this year? You know, do you want it to be different in 2015? We've looked at what's the knowledge that you've learned. Did you go to school? What is some new concepts, new techniques, new skills that you have? We've looked at who you are in the world and how you think about yourself out in the world, the good qualities and the things that we carry, the weight that we carry from it. And we've also looked at how our mind game, our mindset, plays into our daily life. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a moment and we're actually gonna transform some of this stuff. So I want you to look back at career, finance, knowledge, how you identify with yourself in the world, the clutter and the mental game. I want you to pick one topic that you really want to take into a meditative space right now. We're going to do a quick 5-minute meditation. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes again. If you're in a place that you're not able to do that, please do not do that. Okay, disclaimer. Make sure you're in a safe space where you can close your eyes. So I want you to think, let's look at something that you need to heal and transform first. Okay, we can definitely do this with something that's already charged with an exciting feeling. But let's look at something that maybe you're still holding on to. Maybe there's a grudge or something that you haven't forgiven. You know, something that just still hurts. You know, it wasn't a good experience. You have that memory implanted. So I want you to bring that up in the forefront of your mind. Okay, I want you to close your eyes. And I invite you to just get still for a moment. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Beautiful. So as you're sitting here, bringing that thing to the forefront of your mind, right? Our topic and conversation was around the mind today, the intellectual pieces of our life, our careers, our finances, our learnings, our mind, state of mind. So what is the one thing that still disturbs you, that still has a hold on you? I want you to feel it. What emotion comes up? Is it sadness? Is it grief? Is it scared? Is it a scarcity? Is there pain? Are you mad or angry at someone because of this situation? I want you to see right there in your mind's eye this experience. See where you feel it in your body. Do you feel it in your heart or your throat? Maybe in your hips or your neck. Maybe right in the gut. Take a deep breath. Exhale, release. So I want you to stand in this experience, literally like you're in this room or bubble of this, whatever experience, conversation that you're moving through. And I want you to see, most likely it's not a good situation. You might feel stuck or heavy. I want you to begin to bring in white light. So inviting white golden light into the space. There may be some resistance, and that's okay. Releasing judgment. Inviting a feeling of it's okay. A feeling of I'm letting go. Right now in this moment, you have the choice and the decision to release the charge, the negative feeling that you feel around this situation. If you're ready to forgive it, if you're ready to heal it, then say yes out loud or internally. Yes, I am ready to move past this. Yes, I am ready to let this event or this situation go. Yes, I am ready to forgive. Yes, I am ready to heal. Only from this place can you move forward in this moment. Only from this place can you actually move through this situation and let go of it. So begin to heal it, whatever that means to you. It might be forgiveness. It might be bringing in cool, loving energy. to like put out the fire. It might be cradling and holding the situation or the person or yourself. And visually and emotionally experiencing a healing taking place. A white golden light that comes in, begins to glow. There's a sense of forgiveness. There's a sense of freedom. There's a sense of release. And now taking this golden, beautiful white light into the space of the body that you felt that heaviness. Your heart, your throat, your chest, your hips. Wherever it is in your body, your shoulder. And invite the white, loving light into this space. Uplift and support. Heal. See the forgiveness. See the exchange. See the heat turn to cool, to ice, to a beautiful warmth that feels like friendship. Transforming the entire body, the entire energy field into a space of love, into a space of laughter. That if you so choose, you can transform this event to a positive, to a love, choosing love over the fear. That yes, you had this experience in this event, but it does not have to define you. It does not have to affect you. And you can put a little bow around it, kiss it, hug it, love it as being part of your experience of life, part of your journey. And then as you move into 2015, that it can be a blessing to you. That it can feel okay and at least neutral. That you can see how it's serving you and serving your growth. As you release that, welcoming in a new, greater space and expansion of your space to walk into 2015, feeling love and feeling a healing around this, a forgiveness, a freedom to fly. Taking a deep breath in, letting it out with a sigh. Good, and when you're ready, gently blinking your eyes open, gently coming back into the body, into my voice, and experiencing the emotions that you might have gone through. For some of you, you may feel really joyous. For some of you, you may still feel that sadness. For some of you, you may feel this like release, and that's perfect and beautiful. So you can actually take yourself through this visualization or even replay this video and this webinar to go through all of those elements. Go through the career, go through the finance, go through the weight that you're carrying of the identity that you hold. Go through the way that your mindset is. And you can do this exercise and transform it in so many ways. So good job today. We talked about a lot. Before we go, I really want to talk about what's next. So next week, Tuesday, let me make sure my date is right. Let's see here. Tuesday, I still didn't write that date. Let me look it up. It's, I believe, the 16th. Tuesday the 16th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when your next webinar is going to be. Okay? It's going to be all about the body. Okay, this one might bring up a lot of stuff. How did you do with your exercise, your health, your control, your mindset about your body? We're going to talk about the physical spaces. What does your car, your home look like? Okay, so we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into what that looked like for 2014. Okay, the other exciting thing is once we go through mind, body, soul, guess what? You're going to have an opportunity to actually land and ground your desires and your dreams in 2015. Okay, so starting at the beginning of January, I am actually holding and hosting a 6-week course. Okay, I'm so excited about it. How to manifest your desires in 2015 through meditation and movement. Okay, this is absolutely incredible. You're gonna get all kinds of fun stuff. It's a 6-week online group coaching course. So yes, I have people who work with me one-on-one, and that is certainly an option, but it's actually going to be a group coaching. Okay, so how does it work? You're gonna get once a week a live group coaching call. You're going to get 3 different question and answer calls. Okay, so excuse me, the 1-hour coaching session is actually gonna be live. It's actually gonna be interaction with you and me and everyone else who is in this coaching event, and we're gonna be able to ask questions and be, actually learn how to get through what we're going through. Okay, you're gonna have 3 different question and answer calls. There's gonna be worksheets and exercises for you to practice, to actually move you through. Okay, my intention for this 6-week coaching course is to walk you through the seed planting, the watering, and the growing of your dreams and desires. Okay, it is my intention to help you bring it from heaven to earth. Let's make it happen. Let's actually make it happen. So you're gonna have accountability. Okay, you're gonna have an accountability structure through the group. What else? I'm gonna teach you some meditations. I'm gonna teach you some yoga flows and some movements that can support and to help you ground your manifestations. Actually welcoming in. How do you welcome abundance? How do you bring in the manifestation of your loved one? How do you bring in the manifestation of the project that you want to create? Okay, and then I'm gonna give you all kinds of value practices and exercises that you can take into 2015. So, whoa, this is crazy. Today, because you looked and viewed this webinar, okay, because you were here live with me, you're actually gonna get the opportunity to get this at a massive discount, okay? The value and the going rate for this course is $199. That's $199. So anybody who goes to my site to register will pay $199. Because you've been a part of this amazing event with me, thank you so much. Another thing that I want to offer to you today is an opportunity to get this event at only $99. Okay, that's an entire $100 off the course. Okay, so for $99, you have the opportunity from now until Friday. Okay, Friday at 10 o'clock p.m. So what is that date on Friday? Let me just look that up here really quick. Excuse me, Friday's date is the 12th. Okay, so you have until Friday at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to register for the $99 rate. Okay, and anyone else who you want to send this link to so that they can watch this webinar and get this as well, you can do that. Now, where is the link? The link is right underneath the live link that I sent out for this webinar. So if you registered for this webinar, just click onto that registration. It'll take you to the Awaken Your Soul Global website. Okay, you'll scroll down, you'll see the video that's posted there, and right underneath it, it says click here to register. Okay, so that click here button is going to be where you can register for only $99. I'm so excited. There is going to be limited seating, okay, because it is an online group coaching event. So I really want to give valuable access to people and valuable tools for you to learn. So again, helping you bring your desires from 2015 from heaven to earth, okay? Let's make those manifestations happen. We're going to go into what is it that is your vision? Like actually, what is it? We're going to dive into your goals. We're going to go through a whole exercise and process for that. We're going to go into meditations for manifestation. We're going to do movement that calls the cosmos together to bring it in. We're going to talk about vision boards and how you can talk about your dreams and your goals. Okay, lots of fun stuff there. So make sure you log on, you register for that. Again, it's a limited time offer that it will be at the $99 value from now until Friday at 10 p.m. Okay, I am excited for you guys. Let's talk about now how to leave here with action steps. It is right now been exactly 1 hour, so I want to close this up. What can you do? You can take your mind dump, and you can mind dump every morning and every night. or whenever you feel like the clutter's coming on. What else can you do? You can use the meditation that we did to really transform and heal and let go of some of the things that have been holding on to you from 2014. What else can you do? You can actually go back and listen to this again, or go back to your journal and really, really honor and acknowledge yourself for everything that you did great, and everything that you didn't do so well in 2014. And make sure to journal through that process, remembering the topics that we talked about: career, finance, the knowledge and the schooling that you might have done, identifying with who you are in the world. Not who you are, but who you identify with, right? Those topics and those titles that society puts on us. And then what about the mind clutter and how your mindset has played a role in 2014? Okay, I am excited for you guys. I am excited for each and every one of you who is on this call. Please, if you found any value whatsoever, share this with your loved ones. Okay, you're gonna get your next link for next week's body. Okay, body is next week, next Tuesday, December 16th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, we are gonna rock and roll. We are gonna have some fun. Feel free to find me on Instagram. It's _awaken_your_soul, or you can go to the Awaken Your Soul Facebook fan page or Facebook business page there and comment, like, share your experiences from this event. You can also comment under the YouTube here and let me know what you thought. Let me know what are some of the breakthroughs. You can even send me an email if you wish. The Facebook is facebook.com/Awaken Your Soul Global. So thank you all so much. I appreciate your time. We are now 2 minutes over our hour. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's take a deep breath in, letting out the exhale, just acknowledging all the work that you just did, body, mind, soul, the emotions that came up, the divine guidance that was here with us. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your play, a part of your experience today. And if you so choose, you can bow forward. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Blessings. And I will see you in 1 week. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.